Hey you Bake Off fans, it's Jack here, bakewithjack.co.uk once again, bringing you the inside information of what goes on up here when I'm watching the Great British Bake Off. And last week was week number 5, pudding week. I can't believe it's taken me so long to put this together. Stuff is busy. Like last time, my son is sleeping right now, so I might just have to cut this video short at some random point, but we'll see how far we get, shall we? So week number 5 was pudding week, and hands up who does not like puddings. Anybody in there? Anybody? No, exactly. We all like a good pudding. And last week I had a little chat about the return of the historical segment where Noel went off to, I want to say, Holland? He talked about the lovely stroopwafel. This week was the turn of Sandy. She went to Cambridge University to learn all about the origins, the wonderful origins of the steamed pudding. And that was quite fascinating, I must admit. So the steamed sponge round is a bit of a tricky one because it requires practice. Yeah, and there's one person who practiced more than any of the others, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But the reason it requires practice is because you can't check it. You can't peep inside of the window of the oven. You can't have a look inside of the pan because it's in a pan, covered up, and you can't open it until it's done. Because if you open it and it ain't done, it's going to sink in the middle, and we saw that happen, I think it was James, but I think he got away with it in the end. But you can't see what's happening until the end. So it requires practice, and this week we saw the face-off between Stacey and Liam and the Bakewell steamed sponge challenge. They both made a Bakewell steamed sponge, which was cool, and Liam's came out okay. But Stacey practiced hers 16 times, I believe. 16 practices. That was number 17, and she smashed it. They loved it. So a couple of notes to whiz off very quickly. We saw Jan shaving a mango. That was quite interesting. I've never seen that happen before. Couple of little drop moments. I love the little drops. Oh, when someone drops something into a pan. Oh, drops a bowl off the top. James had a little drop moment. I enjoy the drop moments. Kate the blacksmith dropped the bowl into the pan, but it was nothing major. It was just a little teaser drop. Just a little, oh, careful, don't drop it into the pan. It was just a little teaser drop, and she got away with that as well. We're yet to see a proper drop, like a proper smasher on the ground drop. That would be awesome. Is that bad to say that? Come on, we like it, don't we? So we're all waiting for that wonderful moment, and of course I'm talking about the Paul Hollywood handshake. And in this round we got 2. Stacey got one for the epic Bakewell steamed sponge, and the other person that got one was Stephen. He broke out the old, what they called? Syringe, and pumped it full of some juice, which was fine. Like, why not? He got a handshake as well in this round. Let's move on to round number 2, the technical pressure. I was on the radio the other day, not under pressure. I was on the radio having a chat about myself, which was awesome. And of course, we had a little chinwag about the Bake Off as well. And I was talking about pressure because lovely Alison Ferns on the radio said to me, "Hey Jack, would you like to be on the TV?" And I was like, "Yes, of course." But I probably wouldn't go on the Bake Off or anything like that because of the pressure. I don't think I could handle it. And this is a good example, okay? The technical challenge was 6. Was it 6? Or maybe it was 8? I don't know. Anyway, peanut butter molten in the middle, puddings, and because they got to be eaten straight away, straight out of the oven, as soon as they're done, we had a little staggered round this week where everyone done their own thing one by one, which is properly pressure. I would have definitely crumbled. And another thing to mention is that they couldn't check it before they gave it to the judges, before they sent it off to Prue and Paul's tasting table where they got their backs to the contestants. They couldn't cut it open, have a little peep inside. They had to just cross their fingers, commit to the timing, make the decision, bake it, send it over, and hope for the best. And that, oh my goodness, I would not have coped at all. So the skill of this round is to get that middle full of peanut butter, full of runny, yummy peanut butter. But I feel like it's not as tricky as if you're making a fondant, because a fondant is essentially all the same mix together. And so you've got to bake it from the outside in, keeping the middle bit running. Where this one, you've got to bake it from the outside in. Of course, it's a cake mixture, but inside you've already got that centre. You've got quite a big window to get that centre correct. I probably, on instinct, I looked at it and thought, I'll probably give it 12, 15 minutes or something like that. I don't know what they did in the end, but some of them gave it way longer and they dried it out in the middle and stuff like this. But all in all, it was quite a good round actually, quite a good round that a lot of people did really well. So last place on this round, and if you don't want any spoilers, turn off in about 3 seconds, otherwise I'm going to wreck it for you. Last place, Kate the blacksmith That's a shame. I like Kate the Blacksmith. That's a shame, but it's cool. It's fine. It's cool. It's cool. Don't worry. Third place came the lovely Julia. Nice work, Julia. Second place, Liam, who came out of the woodwork last week and showed us what he's all about. He's got moves. And first place is the rather wonderful Sophie from Surrey. Sophie from Surrey, ladies and gentlemen, first place. Nice one, Sophie. Let's move on to the show-stopping trifle. Trifle's a little bit old school, and if you know me, I'm rather keen on a little bit of old school. Last week I had a chat about old school, and I'm talking about old school with a K. Yeah, so it's cool. Old school, right? There's this fine line between old school and old hat, which I delved into last week. But I feel like the trifle is still a little bit old hat. So they jazzed it up this round on the Showstopper round and made a trifle terrine, which, if you didn't know, is a trifle that's got to stand up out of a bowl instead of putting it in a bowl. It's got to stand up so you can slice it and make it really nice. And there's lots of really nice designs. In fact, all of them were really, really nice designs. I had in my mind James. He did a really nice Union Jack one, which looked awesome on the lovely drawing that we see. But when you slice it, you don't get a Union Jack. So if you're slicing it for a room full of people, everyone's going to get a slice of something that does not look like a Union Jack, though it looks like a Union Jack on the table. Make sense? This was a really good opportunity to get creative, and a lot of them did. Stacey got very creative with that pink colouring. And also, Stephen done this, so he did the American flag. Is that right? He did the American flag with stars in it, and he piped the stars into the layers. Oh, it's hard to explain. If you didn't see it, you must have seen it. You must have seen it. But he piped the stars into the layer like with a star piper. So then when you sliced it, you get sliced with star, and that was an epic moment. And we was all thinking, wow, this clever. I wonder if he's going to pull it off. And then when they sliced it, the whole room erupted in applause for him. Pity it wasn't very nice because it was too hard. He said it was too hard and too rubbery, but still, the star moment was pretty incredible. Wow, just looking at my notes, we really saw some people shine on this one. Jan made this, she piped in with like a syringe this rose into some gelatin. It was really incredible to see. Like, we really saw some skills in this round. Stacey made something unbelievable with so many elements, and it came out really, really nice. And we all wondered what it was going to look like, but she pulled it together really, really well. Liam had a little moment. He cried. No one likes to see somebody cry, right? I remember I was tweeting at the time, I was saying to the TV, I was saying, it's cool, Liam, it's cool, man. It's just the jelly on the top didn't set, mate. It's fine. It's going to be wonderful. And, you know, he did all right, and he got away with it in the end. A lot of wonderful feedback on this round for the creativity, and this is what is missing. This is what I was talking about in the bread round, because you don't see the extent to everyone's skills. They didn't have time to get those out. But in this round, we really saw some creative, wicked ideas, people pulling off techniques that I have never seen, that syringy thing that Jan did before. There's loads of really cool stuff going on. That slice of the star was awesome, and everyone celebrated the fact that it all came out. There's a real nice vibe at the end. A couple of rubber duckies, but that's all right. They got away with it. So here come the major spoilers. If you haven't seen it, yeah, and there was a minor spoiler earlier. Here come the big, massive spoilers. Are you ready? Let's do it. Actually, you know what, before we go on, if you saw my video last week, you'll know. I just want to take a moment. I called it. I called it. I called it last week. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, this week we said bye-bye to James. And I'm not celebrating the fact that James went. It's sad. It's always sad when somebody goes, but I was getting a little bit nervous for him last week in terms of coverage. I have my detective hat on, and yeah, James went. He had a dodgy week. His terrine was a little bit of a rubber ducky as well, which is a bit of a shame. Star Baker, Sophie from Surrey. Nice work, Sophie from Surrey, representing the people of Surrey. I'm in Surrey, by the way. Representing the people of Surrey. Nice one, Sophie. All I've got down in your notes for round number 2 was the word smashed. And round number 3 was the word smashed. And I'm not talking about that drop moment we're all looking for. I'm talking about you smashed it. So nice one. Also, you get a special commendation for you get the medal. You get the medal, the medal of the classic Bake Off era, which is round 2. put something in the oven when you hadn't turned the oven on. Classic Bake Off era, I love the classics. So well done, Sophie. This week, I don't even know what it is. I'm so far behind, I'm tired, I don't know what's going on. The boy slept all the way to the end of the video, which is a bit of a bonus, wasn't it? So I'm looking forward to tonight, whatever it is. If you know what it is, let me know, because I can't remember. Thank you ever so much for hanging out with me here. I try very, very hard to get this video out every week, and sometimes it's tricky. I think I'm pushing my luck now. But listen, my name is Jack, and I'm from bakewithjack.co.uk, where I teach people how to make bread in their own homes and in workshops in Woking, in Surrey. So hey, if you want to come and break bread with me, that'd be awesome. You can do that. Go to bakewithjack.co.uk and have a little look. And the beauty, the most wondrous thing about 2017, by the way, is that we can directly connect with each other. You can actually talk to me on Twitter at bakewithjack. You can come and see what's going on Instagram at bakewithjack, Facebook at bakewithjack, and on here as well. So hey, thank you very much for joining me each week. I'll see you next week for another little video about the Bake Off.